somehow we are fourth in the Premier League. 16 games in, so almost halfway through the Premier League season. We are sat on 31 points, 10 wins out of 16. We have the third most wins in the entire season, in the entire competition. It's a bit ridiculous. We've played a few more matches in between episodes, and we've done okay, haven't we? We've beaten Middlesbrough, we got battered by Leicester, we beat Augsburg, we beat Newcastle. Goals from all over the pitch as well. I say all over the pitch. 4 goals scored by Yusufa Moukoko. The £50 million future signing is getting tasty, isn't it? If we can suddenly agree like a transfer fee for next season or a transfer budget for next season of around £70-80 million, I am going to spend 50 million on Moukoko. In this episode then we're going to take on Tottenham, who are down in a relegation battle, and Wolves, who are fighting for Europa League by the looks of it. I don't know what's happening with Spurs. What I'm hoping is going to happen is going to be another defeat to their name. It is going to be Bazunu in goal, Livramento, Toletta Sarr, Salisu and Walker Peters in defence, Lavia, Onyeka, Ward-Prowse in midfield, Aribo, Brobby and Moukoko leading the lines. It's a good team. It's a settled team as well. Realistically, this is probably our best team on paper. If I ask the assistant, they only drop Moukoko for Shea Adams, and Moukoko scored 16 goals this season, Adams has scored 0, and he has had the chance to score goals. 3 starts and 8 off the bench. He's had a few opportunities. Spurs have lost 3 of their last 5 games and only won 1 of their last 5 games. Can we make it 4 defeats out of 5? Which is certainly a possibility. Also, a win would put us up into 3rd place in the table, because Chelsea are only 1 point ahead of us, and this is our game in hand. 12 and a bit minutes played. Skip with the ball, playing for Spurs, not signing for Real Madrid for £52 million, which has happened a multitude of times on multiple Football Manager saves, as far as I understand. It is Yves Bissouma, back to Eric Dyer. Where are you going to go? Plays it backwards to Davies. Forward again, Bentancur, now Skip on the ground, finds Julian Brandt. Good signing, I think that is. Son in on goal. Son's effort goes over the bar of Gavin Bazunu. 0-0, first chance going to Spurs. In fact, all chances going to Spurs. We've had 0. Maybe we can counter-attack from this one, or possibly, just possibly Spurs might have another chance themselves. It's a header clear from Salisu, but it's not the best header, and it's a good stop from Bazunu. That was actually very good. Have goalkeepers been fixed slightly in a recent patch? Is that something that I just didn't notice? But Bazunu seems to be playing a bit better at the moment, which is something he was just horrendous at last season. Davies has the ball for Spurs, back to Hugo Lloris. They've got 2 very old goalkeepers. Lloris must be, 34, 35. Moukoko across to Brobby, and that's in space. That is awful. We're going to see the goal kick as well. So, steal it again, please. That'll be lovely. Bissouma being pressured, but somehow manages to find Justin, or James Justin, I think is his name. Ward-Prowse can steal it, though. Poor pass, straight to a Spurs man. Bissouma. In the middle, Bentancur collects it. Cross to Justin. Has to go backwards. We're doing quite well. It's still 0-0. Spurs have obviously had a couple of chances. We've had a sitter, absolutely missed by Brobby. Ricardo Horta, Justin down the right-hand side, being chased by Kyle Walker-Peters against his former team. Horta still has this ball. Crosses it in. Header clear from Lavia. Counter-attack time. Joe Aribo controls it well. Over the top. Chested down by Moukoko. No support, no blue shirts with him at all. It's an awful effort as well from Moukoko. We can't shoot. Half-time then, there has been, 13 shots in the entire match. 2 on target. Both teams are just awful at shooting at the moment. We need more possession, we need better shots. That was literally an option, so we're going to go for that. Toletta Sarr is on a 6.3, which is something to be concerned about. Ward-Prowse as well on a 6.5. Obviously, Ward-Prowse has been moved up into the box-to-box midfielder, and I've dropped Lavia back. I don't know whether we need to swap him back round the other way. It's going to be a free kick for Spurs. Ward-Prowse picking up a yellow card. Horta is the man to take it. Can we get it clear? It's Justin. Livramento doesn't bother jumping for anything, apparently. I don't know why he didn't bother for that. Davies to Ricardo Horta on the right-hand side, in towards the penalty area. Back post is Julian Brandt. Back to the fullback. It's Destiny Udogi, could be his name. It's 1-0 to Spurs. Poor goalkeeping, but that might just be animations. And, I mean, do we deserve to be losing? Arguably, yes. But I don't think Spurs really deserve to be winning. They've not been very good either. Toletta Sarr has dropped down to a 6.2, so we're going to bring on Kasunu. We're also going to do Ward-Prowse having a poor game, so Diallo's going to come on for Ward-Prowse. Brobby's coming off for Nathan Teller? John Sterling. We're going to go for that one. It's a weird thing to do, but we're doing it. Also, Adams coming on for Yusufa Moukoko. We've had chances. We've had 6 shots. We've had one of them on target. We've missed a couple of sitters as well. The goal scorer with a throw to Julian Brandt. Plays it back to Udogie. Probably isn't how his name is pronounced, but I have no idea. Onyeka can intercept it. Diallo ball over the top. Adams is going to get there first. Can he get his first goal of the season? He's tried to tuck it past Lloris. Dyer stops it on the line, and it is cleared. We should have scored. Walker-Peters with a throw. Is this going to be another chance? Controls it back from Diallo. Where are you going to go, Kyle? To Lavia. Ball in towards the penalty area. It's Dujon Sterling, of all people, heading wide. And yes, that was a motorcycle driving past my house, because that's what happens when I record these videos. 73rd minute. Sterling with the ball loses out to Justin. And Lloris going for a run. Weird thing to do for an aging goalkeeper. Kasunu heads it across to Julian Brandt. Good job, well done. Nice, sensible bit of football. Son makes it 2-0. I think that's going to count as well. We're getting VAR, and it is probably going to count. It's not counted. We have got lucky there. Kasunu, in particular, has got very lucky there because he just headed it straight to Julian Brandt. Spurs still coming forward. 15 minutes to play. Skip should have scored. Skip does score. What was that? Goalkeeping, defending, all of that was a nightmare. Final 5 minutes of the match. It's safe to say it is game over. Spurs with another possible chance, though. Don't be 3-0. 3-0 is going to make it look bad. The Leicester match that we played recently as well was a 3-0 defeat. And it looks worse than it is. It's still not a good defeat, but losing 3-0 seems a lot worse than losing 2-0. Moore is in on goal. Should have scored. Son does score. It is 3-0. Kyle Walker-Peters is on a 6.2. Kasunu's on a 6.4. We've just not played well. Spurs took their chances. I mean, they had 8 shots on target in the end. Defensively, we were bad. We were just bad, weren't we? We were just bad across the board there. Well, that match took place on the 23rd of December. We now need to go the other side of Christmas Day onto Boxing Day to play Wolverhampton Wanderers, a team in 9th. Spurs were the wrong end of the table as well. Spurs are down the wrong end of the table, and we've just lost 3-0 against them. Let's put the Spurs game behind us and let's focus on beating Wolves. What we're going to go for then for this one is going to be Bazunu in goal, Livramento, Bella Kotchap, Rafa Marin and Carl Walker-Peters in defence. Rafa Marin will be making his debut today on Boxing Day. Ward-Prowse, Diallo and Onyeka in midfield. Aribo, Brobby and Moukoko up front. It's kind of similar to our usual starting 11. The only difference, obviously, we've dropped a couple of players. Salisu is in need of a rest, so he's going to be on the bench, but he's not going to be available. I say not available. We're probably not going to play him. Should probably put Chaleta Sarr on the bench for maybe for a bottom. We don't need 2 left backs. Even though we've just lost 2 matches, realistically, 2 matches 3-0 in recent succession, we are still looking pretty good. 3 wins out of 5, 2 defeats out of 5, though. Doesn't actually sound as good, does it? It's a nice 4-4-2 for Wolves. What year is this? Do teams still play 4-4-2? Like the normal flat 4-4, 4 defenders, 4 midfielders, 2 strikers. I feel like that's not accurate. They probably play something slightly different. Some with attacking mentality and defensive mentality and so on. Anyway, Wolves have a possible early chance. 1.5 minutes on the clock. It's whatever his name is. It is Nunes, isn't it? Ball through to Neto. Bazunu can tip that over the bar. It's actually a free kick. I assume Neto was offside. Bazunu with a goal kick. We didn't see the free kick, but we're seeing a goal kick instead. Marin to Walker-Peters. Is it a risk playing Marin? 100%. We've done it anyway. It's what we've gone for. Guedes on that left-hand side has Livramento for company. Crosses in. Marin with a head clear. Diallo flicks it on further. It's intercepted, actually. I was going to say it's not well controlled, but it is. Onyeka to Moukoko. Has to stop and go backwards, inviting Walker-Peters forward on the left. Through a ball to Brobby in the penalty area. 2, maybe 3 to choose from. Walker-Peters is a 4th, and his effort goes over the bar. Carl Walker-Peters there had a golden opportunity to take the lead. 11 and a bit more minutes played. Brobby's nicked the ball there in a very good position. Onyeka tries to get some space for himself and does so. Tries to place it in the bottom corner. Jose Sarr has that covered all day long. Brentford have taken the lead against Norwich, which means Brentford move back up into a Champions League spot. It's weird that Brentford are in a Champions League fight at the moment, and we are halfway through the season. Brobby's going to hopefully get on the end of this. He's not even anywhere near Connor Cody. It doesn't matter. Mokoko's missed an absolute sitter again. Diallo has nicked the ball in a very good position. Possible kind of counter-attack on. Diallo's in towards the penalty area. Has to stop. Back to Joe Aribo, and Connor Cody's put that ball away. It's an own goal. Connor Cody is claiming it. I say it says a mistake. I hardly say that was a mistake from Cody. Didn't really have too many options. It basically hit him and went in. That goal basically came from Diallo just stealing the ball, being an opportunist, nicking the ball away. We are up to 3rd place in the Premier League. We're up to 3rd in the Premier League at the moment. This is nuts. We're 18 games in. We are almost halfway through. We are third in the league. Into the second half, I haven't done any changes. We did a reasonable team talk. Makoko might be needing to come off. He's started the season obviously very, very well, but the last few matches, probably the last two matches, he's been horrendous. We're just going to do one change for the moment, and we're doing Nathan Tella coming on for Makoko. Tella has the pace. That is all I'm thinking here. It seems to be having fast strikers, really fast strikers, is the way to get goals in this year's Football Manager. So that's why we're going for Nathan Tella. Livramento with the ball outside the area. He's been tackled well, but doesn't lose the ball. That's a straight red card for Nunes. It's a two-footed tackle, and this is James Ward-Prowse's territory as well. It must have been a great free kick because we didn't see anything. Bazunu with a goal kick for us into the final 15. Rafa Marin so far keeping a clean sheet, but he is only on a 6.6. It's Brobby to Onyeka. We've only done one sub. Maybe we need to think about doing a couple more. Ward-Prowse collects this ball, plays it over the top to nobody. It's a header clear, not the best header clear. Samido, it's Aribo, it's gone for goal. It's over the bar, I think. It is over the bar. It's still 1-0. It's been a weird match. It's been a weird episode, this one. Right, we're going to do the remaining subs. So, Perro's coming on, Yates, Smallbone and Adams coming on for Aribo, Livramento, Brobby and Onyeka. Not in that order. I've rearranged everybody. Adams is now leading the line. Teller's on the left. Smallbone's on the right. Yates is playing as the box-to-box. Perro is the left-back. We're probably not going to get any highlights anyway, so it's not going to matter. Yep, told you. No more highlights from the substitutions. We've managed to pick up 3 more points. It was not convincing. We stopped scoring goals again. But thankfully, Connor Cody is scoring goals for us. Sure, whatever I said there. That seems to work. So, with 18 games played for us, 17 for a few other teams around us, we do find ourselves sat 4th place in the table. On Friday, on the 29th, Spurs are playing Brighton. I think this is actually, so a few teams do have a game in hand. They're going to keep hold of that game in hand. But 4th place, as we go into the new year, that's ridiculous. That is utterly ridiculous. Brentford are up there at arguably the wrong end of the table for Brentford. No offence, Brentford fans. Man United, we are just ahead of them, but they should probably pick up a point or 2, or 3, realistically, in their one game in hand. But so far, much like last season, we are definitely overachieving. If we have a quick look at the season preview, 13th place. They are expecting us to finish in 13th place, and we are currently sat 4th. That is going to do it for this episode. Next episode, we're going to go to the other side of the January transfer window, where we're going to play Burnley and Everton, and we're also going to talk about the transfers that are coming in and going out. Timo Pukki is leaving the club. Let's face it, he's not really played for us at all this season, has he? That is going to do it for this one then. If you did enjoy, do please remember to leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll be back next time with more Football Manager and some new faces joining the club. Youssef and Makoko on a permanent deal? He's still a little bit too expensive, isn't he? See you next time.